Hot damn, boys and girls. We're back with another episode of World 11 Podcast. As always, you can and should find us at our home at world11.podbean.com, all spelled out, all one word. Also, catch us on the newly renamed, stripped down, castrated Apple Podcasts,
Yeah.
Google Play Music, Spotify, iHeartRadio. Our busy Twitch channel and our overflowing YouTube channel. Like on Facebook, follow on Twitter, and those places. Where things happen, stuff goes on. But I digress. In the meantime, as always, I am your host, Larry the Bearded Wonder. Joining me this week on that side of my screen is Eddie Blackman V, and on that side of my screen is Josh the LeGrew.
Yes, I'm going to be raiding Area 15, like in Bionic Commando. Like Eric. I already found out that stupid thing about Area 51, and I'm just like, the Atari arcade game? Wait, what?
God.
So stupid.
Was it
Shit
1.3
hurts my head.
1.3 million people now or something like that?
They can't stop us all. Really?
Of course they can.
Have you seen a fucking napalm drop?
All they have to do is shoot a couple bullets in the air, and 90% of those people don't even move.
Mm-hmm.
The game will become Time Crisis or something. I'm like, really? Are y'all really? In other news, we got gaming to talk about.
You know what? Real quick here, I just want to point out somewhere. What's it been now since Futurama started? Has that been about 15 years? Was it about 15 years ago that Futurama first went on the air? Right about?
Yeah, right
so.
about, yeah.
Yeah. So I'm gonna say about 15 years or so ago, Futurama called it with good old Zap Brannigan, in his mighty conquest against the Killbots. Just keep throwing people at it until they overload.
Actually, we're talking about here. I guess it started in 1999.
Was it 99?
Yeah.
Yes.
So
Well, because remember
years.
they did a few years on Fox, and then they took that hiatus.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
right. Yeah. God, 20 fucking years.
I know, long
Fuck
time.
everything.
But hey, ahead of the curve.
Right. Jesus. No kidding, ahead of the curve on this one. It falls under the list of things that I wish I could have made up, but
I know. Yeah.
Jesus.
We're due for a good old fashioned culling anyway. Let's just hope most of these people go there haven't reproduced yet, so we can.
I smell Darwinism in motion.
I don't know who's worse, the people who like the Earth flatters that with their documentary, or this.
Well, because this hasn't happened yet.
With any luck, there's an overlap.
I wouldn't be
A
surprised.
large one if we're real lucky.
We can get two with one stone. You mean?
Oh boy.
Yeah.
This is. I just think it's. I want to separate the people who are serious from the people who think it's a joke, because I want to know the kind of like psychology of the people who are serious about
I
it.
showed you what was going on in that chat room earlier today, dude.
Yeah, that's nuts.
Yeah, I actually heard about it like
That
on a
was
podcast.
unfolding in front of my eyes this morning in chat. God damn.
I like heard about it this morning on the podcast. Podcast, it's like, how did all of this start and stuff? And it was just like from
It
a
started
person.
because Area 51 has a new weapon they need to test, and somebody had an idea.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, let's get a bunch of people here.
Uh-huh. We'll start a movement. They're dumb enough. Oh, God. Anyways, so let's dig in with, oh my God, video games. Eddie, what have you been playing?
So, finished up Inside. I played that game. Don't know if I talked about it here on the podcast.
We started last week. You thought you were about 2/3 of the way done.
Okay, so yes, I did end up finish the game. Actually, when I got off the show, I ended up finishing it, like just played it all the way through.
Right. It's not super long.
No.
Right.
It can be done in 2 sittings.
I can say that it's a great game, great puzzler. I don't think it's a game of the year material, and I think there are better games that do better in a visual narrative. And I think this one like lost me in a sense, and it lost me in a sense that, of course, you have to kind of make up your own story, your own theories about what's going on. But
it got real existential.
It did. Yeah.
It
Especially
just,
with that whole like Akira fucking ending.
Yeah.
We'll get to that. It kind of felt like half of the game was missing, in a sense. From the intro until the final part of the game.
Because you don't see the beginning of it, really.
Right, there's no beginning besides the game loading long. And it's just like...
It just kind of drops you in and says, good luck.
A lot of like Limbo does kind of the same way.
Right.
And it's weird that throughout the game you're being chased by dogs and robots and other guards and stuff like that. But then when you get to, and spoilers for anyone who hasn't played it, but when you get to the ending and you're looking inside this this big area, building, a tank. Yeah.
Yep.
You're a kid in this game, and you're in somebody else's workplace. There's no other kids around. There's experiments that's outside that, all these scientists and everybody are looking inside. Nobody says nothing like, wait, you're not supposed to be here. What the heck? You're a kid. Like, and it doesn't make no sense.
See, now we could talk about this a little bit because I did the same thing. I finished this game last week, but I wasn't on, so we didn't get to really talk about it. So, but I don't know.
Times out well. I am thrilled now. Fucking A.
Yeah. So like, did you see that one point in the game when you're playing, you pull one of those grubs out of the pig? When the pig. That's the same thing that's in Limbo. So I'm trying to think, is that like the second part to this story?
Well, I was looking at some theories on YouTube, and it was just like, I think the little thing that you pulled out, because it looks like it's his tail, and you pull it out and it's wiggling on the round. Like they think that that was controlling the pig.
Yeah, I know, but like in Limbo, they had those things too, and the people. I don't know if you guys remember that.
See, I never played.
It's been a long while since I rocked out on Limbo.
Yeah, I mean, I just remember that part about it. And like Eddie said, the actual story in Eddie, like way I think of it is like they knew the kid was coming, and they let him through. That's the way I look at it.
But there's no indication of that.
But there is, because like at the end they didn't stop him.
Yeah, they did stop him. But
they actually helped him.
But I think there's supposed to be a setup for why you're running the forest, you're being chased by the dogs, and you're being
so like you're saying you don't know like why you're doing
why that's happening, right?
Yeah.
So it's just like, did he break out the facility and now trying to get in to find out where everything's going on? Because you go from a forest to a farm. And then I don't know if it's different buildings of the facility or what's going on, but it's just like there's something that's not right about this. And I think because with it not having any kind of narration, no kind of like understanding to comprehend what's really going on, it feels like it's a jumble mess with great puzzles. Like and I wanted this game to be everything and more because I seen a trailer of it at E3 when they showed at the Microsoft press conference. I'm like, oh, artistically, it looks good. And then you just play it and it's just like, why do you not have a comprehensible story to this? To make things like finding papers, some narration. Like, I think because it doesn't have that, for me personally, this is only me, it loses what Inside truly could have been. And I think game, and I kind of said this, I think a game like Gris or Grease, or The Garden Between, they kind of do the same thing almost, whereas it feels like a puzzle platform adventure game, but there's visual narration in it that you can understand what's easily going on. And I think Inside doesn't have that.
No,
And
it doesn't.
It should have.
But I kind of appreciate the whole, leave it to one's imagination to
Yeah.
kind of, fill in your own blanks and make it
yeah.
what would be impactful for you, because nobody's going to write a better story for you than you.
Right. And I get that too, like with I think what like Eddie's saying too is like what they want you to think. Like
Mhm.
they want you to come up with an idea of what it is or what it isn't for you.
Yeah.
Because everybody has a different idea. I personally, I like I said, I liked the game. I wasn't in love with the game. I thought the puzzles were not that hard.
No,
And-
they're
and
really not.
And it was okay not to be hard. It was just, there was a few head scratching things, but they weren't really difficult to figure out. I liked, like I said, I liked it. I thought it could be maybe a little different. Because, I mean, I don't know what it is. I was kind of tainted. I always hear everybody talk about it like it's the best game ever. And I don't know if it's like it's just maybe when it came out a couple years ago, maybe I've been tainted by other games between now and then. I don't know. But I enjoyed it. I mean, I recommend people play it because I think it's like maybe 3.5 to 4 hours long total.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I did it in one day, but I paused a lot, took a lot of breaks, and
hmm
so it took me about 8 hours to finish it. But
So here's something to consider too, because Eddie's talking. It's not game of the year material. Something I think that we don't really tend to take into consideration as the years go on and we reflect back on something that picked up some of those types of awards is you got to remember what else did and did not come out that year too.
right, the context
Mhm.
for which it came out.
Right. How
Yeah.
did it
And-
stack up next to the rest of that year's stuff?
And
Right.
and that's good that you brought it up. That you brought that up, Larry, because you kind of got to think of the generation that game came out during that year. Because Inside, I
Huh?
believe, came out on the PS3 360.
No, Limbo
No.
did. Inside was Xbox
I
One,
thought-
PS4.
I thought it was on 360 and PS3.
No,
2016.
not Inside.
No,
Limbo
it's
was.
Limbo was the one that came, and then they ported Limbo to Xbox One and PS4.
I think then what I think when they show Inside, I think 360 and PS3 was still no, PS4 and Xbox One would have been out. Yeah,
Mhm.
I thought, but see, because I thought that it came to those systems too.
Nope. Nope. Mm.
Because 2016 was that was still Wii U. I think
Wii U, yes, but we'd moved past PS3 and PS4 at that point,
'Cause-
or PS3 and 360.
Okay.
at that point.
360.
It premiered at E3 2014, so that was after the new consoles already came out.
Mhm.
And then it
Right,
was
because
supposed
to
to be released in 2015.
And that's
it-
probably why, because of I was thinking 360 and PS3, because I think they were still making games for those systems.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think that that's why I thought it was coming out, because I think it probably, I don't know if it got delayed or they announced any date for it or anything. Because 2014 I think was like Bayonetta 2 to Game of the Year that year.
I don't know.
Yeah.
It's too far back to think of.
It's 3 years ago,
But, anyways, Eddie, what else?
Played a little bit more of Mario Maker 2. Got my second level up. Evil could tear up, so people could go. You can go on my Twitter page and you can find the code for that and give it a try. It's really fun. Kind of a little spooky, very challenging, but I think it's a good fun. So then I'm working on my third level, tested some things out, and then I'm going to go ahead and start designing the level out. Picked up a robot named Fight. Is that
Yes!
it? Okay.
I want your thoughts, but I'm going serious
Okay. And
deep on this today.
I picked it up today, so I haven't started yet.
Okay.
So, but I seen some gameplay. It looks really cool. I'm up to playing. I think I'm gonna do a lot of it on the TV because it feels like with a game like this. And this having this Super Metroid inspiration, I think I'm gonna
very
need to.
much.
I need to get this on the big screen for it. I've Tomb Raider Definitive Edition only got a few more parts of the game. Then I'll be finished with that on PS4. And then I'm going to jump into Just Cause 3, Breath of the Wild, a Robot Named Fight, and then Monster Hunter and Ni no Kuni 2. I need to get all of that done before Ultimate. Well, not before Ultimate Alliance 3 come out, but I'm going to try to get finished with those games before Astral Chain comes out. Because I want to do Ultimate Alliance 3, Fire Emblems, Three Houses, and then some other games and stuff for Switch that I want to get through. But I don't know. For some reason, a Metroid game popped in my head. A Metroidvania popped into my head, and I'm just like, well, he did mention a Robot Named Fight, so it's still only $2. I'm gonna pick it up,
yeah.
and see what it is, and give it a try. So
That's such a worthwhile $2.
yeah. So I'll read next week. Hopefully, when I'll be back on the show, I will give my thoughts about that. But that's pretty much what I've been playing. I haven't actually been streaming, and I need to get on my I think the only reason I haven't been streaming is because I haven't been on my Xbox for a bit. But I'll jump back on it and get back on streaming on Mixer. So, but yeah, that's what I've been playing.
Right on. And Josh.
Okay, so first of all, I want to apologize to anybody who was watching me do command prompt for the last couple of weeks. I've been crazy busy on Saturdays, so I've been getting home late and I haven't been able to do it, but I am going to jump back into it this Saturday. So that's going to happen. So what I've been playing though is I did play Inside, finished that. Eddie and I just talked about that. Let me think. Transcripted. I got that.
Yes.
I actually am really enjoying that. It's a lot better than I ever thought it was going to be.
Better than it has any right to be.
Yeah, the story is good. The even voice acting is decent. I think I got it for $7.99 or whatever.
Yeah.
That's a good price to pay for. And I've actually told a guy at work about it, and he downloaded it. He really likes it. So kudos for that. That's good. What else? I've got Tiny Barbarian for the Switch. Have you guys played that?
Oh, I love Tiny Barbarian.
I have the physical copy, but I haven't.
Yeah,
it
too. Oh,
I just got it. I'm really enjoying it. I just started playing it today.
That's from Nick.
Hack and slash, kind of hack and slash, old school. It only was $17 for Prime Day. That's why I got it.
Nice.
So I picked it up, but it's like regularly like 20, so it's not that expensive.
Yeah, I think it was like 30 when it came out.
Yeah,
a couple years ago, and it's solidly worth. So God, dude, the soundtrack to that game is so good.
Yeah, I know. I was playing it. I was really impressed with it. So I'm excited to get back into it.
I had to pop it in and give it a listen. I haven't heard it yet.
Oh, dude,
it's a fast-paced, really good, tight controls.
Mm-hmm.
I like the level design. It also has co-op. I heard it has co-op. I don't know if it 2-player co-op. I don't think it's online or anything. I think it's couch co-op, but
right.
That's still cool, you know.
Mm-hmm.
I have been playing some other stuff too. I've been dabbling with Super Mario or Dr. World or whatever.
Oh,
Dr. Mario.
Dr. Mario World.
Dr. Mario World. Yep. I actually is on mobile. My wife really loves Dr. Mario, so she was trying to play with it too. She really likes it. It's fun. It ramps up in difficulty extremely fast. So like the first few, they have a tutorial and it really holds your hand. And then there's like 2 levels. You're like, oh, I can do this. And then all of a sudden it just like goes from 0 to 50. And you're like, okay, I better get good fast. So it's fun.
That was intentional.
Oh yeah, that's intentional to get you to purchase stuff. So I haven't really played that much of it, maybe 25 minutes, 30 minutes, but I've been dabbling here and there at work. It's nice because I can go you can play 5 minutes here and there. You're not because it is a mobile game. So And I hate taking my Switch to work just because it's so hot where I work. So because I work outside, so I'm in the heat.
Well, you'll be getting a Switch Lite, I see.
Probably not. No. That's a whole nother discussion that I'm not really in. I mean, I don't play my Switch handheld that much.
Mm-hmm.
I do play it every now and then, but really I like docking it and looking on a TV and using my Pro controller.
Okay.
I think if I got like a grip that had the Pro, like they have them on Etsy, where it'll hold the Pro controller and then you can put the Switch on top.
Yeah.
I think I would play it a lot more like that. I just don't. The Joy-Cons to me just don't feel that great all the time. And then I have one that's starting to drift, and I know that drifting with the Joy-Cons is a huge issue. So I don't know if I'm just going to have to buy another one, or if I'm going to contact Nintendo and see if they'll fix it for me. Or I should probably have another set of Joy-Cons anyway. The things are so damn expensive. They're like $80.
I want the yellow ones.
I do too, actually. No, I think Eddie and I are talking.
Oh, the neon yellow.
Yeah.
The ones that were those Splatoon ones?
Arms is when that came out.
Arms. Okay.
Yeah.
So, I think that's pretty much it. I've been dabbling with a little computer here and there, playing some Doom. I go back and forth with the old school Doom every now and then. Other than that, nice. I haven't really done too much. I've been working a lot, but I got more in than I thought I would. So,
right on. All right. Well, so I'm gonna start with, let's see. Actually, our recording last week split it up, but it's up on the YouTube channel now. I did a full run through on SteamWorld Dig because I had it free on Twitch from a while back, and for the life of me, I still want to replay it, but I don't want to replay it on my PC I want to replay it on my 3DS still. That's like the right spot that I want to fucking play it.
On the 3DS?
Yeah. Just, that's where it's always been most comfortable for me. You know, I own it on 1, 2, 3, 4 different fucking platforms. That's the one that I want to go back to for that game infinitely.
Yeah, because I have it on 3DS. I actually got the physical copy. I think it's a 2-pack one.
Yeah, it's
for
SteamWorld
PS4.
Dig and SteamWorld Heist.
Yep.
Yeah. I've got 2 copies of that on Wii U. Actually.
I might have that one on Wii U also. I think I bought it digitally also.
Yeah, and then I've got it on my Switch and then on my PC. So I've got it on 4 fucking platforms.
And I don't have it on one yet, but if it comes to like Games with Gold, you know I'm gonna download it.
Right.
Because it's good.
I
don't know. It's just so good.
Mm-hmm. But so there's that. There's about a 4-hour playthrough on the YouTube channel under World 1-1 Plays single servings. What else? Oh, so here's one to avoid. I picked it up on a whim because it was a couple dollars. I'm like, all right. I grazed the description. I'm like, this could be neat. Picked up a game called Parallax Soul. I've played about 20 minutes of it and just looked at it and went, fuck this. Nope.
Done.
That's the I think it just came out. Was it like $5?
Yeah,
Switch?
Something like that.
Is it like the Sprite Metroid game?
Yeah.
It's like a blue, like a light blue with like, it looks like a spaceman or something on the cover.
It's almost like a real washed out. Yeah. No, this is not good. It's fucking garbage. God, it's garbage.
I picked it. I picked it up because it said like it had a Metroid vibe to it. Like the design was like a Metroid style game.
Yeah,
or Metroidvania, I should say.
This is terrible, dude. Fucking awful. Like the movement's atrocious.
Mm-hmm.
You get like 2 hits and you're dead, but there's no way to fucking kill anything without getting hit twice to die. It's fucking like you can't jump over anything. It feels awful. It really does.
Oh,
like this game.
you haven't got the gun yet?
I did get the gun and it's still fucking useless.
Yeah.
Like everything takes so much damage to kill that you're just gonna get run up on and whacked to death, and before you can do anything meaningful. It shows like this big map, sort of, but it's like this giant grid, and it's little fucking sections in a grid, like, and they all fucking interconnect, but it's kind of like. Fuck, it's like somebody took a Metroidvania game and split it into an office building. Like, the hell is this? It's no, not good. Don't spend your money on this, anyone, at all. No. Like, maybe I will watch somebody play it, but I cannot bring myself to play any more of this.
I think I'll play more of it and
you can play more of it, and you tell me, but Jesus, I can't bring myself to. 20 minutes was punishment enough.
Were you playing on Switch?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's one of the games that, like, out of the blue, it got announced, and then they, like, ended up releasing it. Because, like, I heard nothing about this game until they, like, mentioned it, like, on Nintendo Life and a little bit on Twitter. So, I don't know if anyone
I stumbled across it in the eShop. I'm like,
in the eShop.
And then it was disappointing.
Yeah. The reviews are kind of like where Larry puts it. Mediocre at best.
Yeah. Mediocre, I think, is generous, but
well, a lot of them are giving it, 5 out of 10, 6 out of 10, and
that's
I think
generous.
Yeah, I mean, I'm looking at the review, and I honestly think that stuff like this that comes out on Switch gets rated higher than it should.
Yeah, in this case, definitely, I will absolutely agree with that.
Well, it's like the Cell Sulphur that came out from Sega. Like it looked like it was a lot of hype for it. Because it had this ActRaiser vibe, and now it's kind of like got trashed in the reviews.
Yeah. Oh well. Other than that, the one that's really sucked in my attention this past week, Robot Named Fight. Oh boy, let me tell you, it's been a good week with a Robot Named Fight.
Did you finish it yet, or?
Oh no! This is still kicking my fucking ass.
Okay.
It is definitely tough. It's part of me wants to say it's tough but reasonable, and part of me goes it is unfairly tough, not by way of level design or anything like that, but more by way of control. So here's the rundown. For anybody that hasn't played it, seen it, anything yet. So Robot Named Fight makes the claim of Roguevania, basically, which we heard this bandied about last year, famously with Dead Cells, and I would say that Robot Named Fight is probably the most true definition of Roguevania by a mile, even over Dead Cells. Don't get me wrong, Dead Cells is an easy one for me to go back, and I love Dead Cells, and that will not fucking change. However, Robot Named Fight is going to give you a new randomly generated map every time you start a new run. And each map, unlike Dead Cells, is not like a microcosm, biome size, but it's actually like a full giant Super Metroid sized map. All one big interconnected. Hoo-ha! And it's ridiculously excellent. It will rearrange what you do and don't find first and in what order or potentially at all in a run. You start getting about 10 to 20 runs in, and you're going to start getting at least a guess or a clue as to what some of the first weapons and power-ups you're going to get are based on the arrangement of some of the rooms and the way some things are laid out.
Mhm.
Once you start getting a little like, you're like, okay, I know I'm gonna find a fire ability first, or I'm gonna find something that lets me shoot through walls. And there are some different ways to go about that too. So we'll keep you guessing. You can kind of get a clue, but not know 100%. Like there's things that will change your primary weapon into dealing fire damage. However, there's the alternate, more powerful but limited flamethrower that's going to do fire damage and will be able to pass through walls. But again, it's limited. Um, Things like the slide ability to get under narrow passages. The heat shell to protect you in the superheated rooms. You'll as you start bumping into things, that you're going to find something to be able to get you through that. It's just
Yes.
there's enough options that you won't know exactly what it is and how it's going to stack. And then on top of that, along the way, you're going to get at least some bits of control over what you get to, because you're going to come up with any luck, you're going to find like some of the artificers and the weaponsmiths where you can trade in your scrap and have them make you stuff as well. There's some really cool shit in there, like the buzzsaw gun's a ton
And
of fucking
I
fun.
heard the sacrifice this things is like a risk reward thing in the sense.
Not really. I will say, here's what I think a robot named Fight does really well. This was fucking clever. It's a roguelike, so you die, you start over, but it's a reasonably challenging game, and to expect somebody to get through that whole thing with not dying and no save points, that's a fucking tall order.
Yeah.
So they've balanced it. There are save points, but they're limited.
You only get use them once. Like from like once you die, you go back to that save point, but that's
and then it's burned. Yep.
Yeah.
And I did find out in a recent run too what happens if you hit multiple save points without dying. It
Mhm.
stacks. So
Oh,
you hit
okay.
the first save point, you've got a checkpoint. You hit the next one, that's your next checkpoint. You die, you go back to the last save point you hit, then it's burned. You die again, you're going to
You
go
go
all the way back to that
all the
first
way.
one. Yeah.
Oh, that's a clever way. It rewards you
It
for
is.
getting through.
And it makes it reasonable.
Right.
Yes.
And then on top of that too, as you progress, it gets a little more manageable because there are a few teleporters spaced throughout as well. So you can, if you get far enough and uncover enough of the map that it's really relevant, that you can jump from like one end to the other by way of teleport without having to hoof it all the way.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
which helps cut down on your risk of fucking up and dying. But visually, it is very, very 16-bit. You look at like some of the terrain and pixel design of like just the environments, and a lot of it feels very Super Metroid-y, just in the way it looks and feels. That's the other thing. Here's where there's a real big Super Metroid draw that you don't expect. It controls like Super Metroid, as in it's heavy and it's floaty.
Because of the spin jump.
Well,
Like
not just
a
just
regular
in
jump.
general, Fight feels very heavy. Like it takes a second or two when you're running to feel like you're picking up momentum.
Mm-hmm.
It feels a little sluggish for a moment to start and then run. The jumps do feel spin jump or no spin jump, which is controllable, just like it was in Super Metroid. They both feel floaty as shit. So I mean, if you're if you're out of practice from Super Metroid, this is going to take some adjustment to get back into that feel again, big time. But I mean, once you're there, you're okay. It's just, man, that's an adjustment if you have not played Super in a hot minute.
Yeah.
Because I mean, that whole series got away from that feel. You know, it
Mhm.
lead more towards fast.
Well,
Because
yeah,
Fusion dropped it. Fusion went real quick. You know, it had that fast, smooth. You know, and then Zero Mission kept it, and
yeah,
they even pretty well stuck with it with Samus Returns.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, they did.
And I think, and it's good that you mentioned that, Larry, because I think once the jump from Super Metroid to Metroid Prime, because it was a big long gap of having like the
Oh
next
yeah, it was
big
like 8,
Metroid
10
game.
years.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Metroid Prime kind of like redefined the feel of the series in a sense because it's first person, so it feels differently. And trying to get back into that now, it's just like, yeah, it's kind of it kind of did lose it, but you kind of don't recognize it if unless you go back and play Super Metroid.
Hmm.
So
But yeah, I mean, hell, it there was a drastic change in feel no matter which fork you took after Super. You know, I mean, whether you went Prime or Fusion, they both were a drastic change in
well,
feel.
even other, yeah, in a sense,
Yeah, Other M was a real quick, real snappy too.
yeah,
So, you know, they made a big emphasis on that. You know, Samus is less tank feeling and more agile.
yeah. And
So,
I think the agile part for other M is due to the fact that Team Ninja
oh
did
yeah,
that game with their development. So, and they are kind of quick and actually. So to take Simmons from just 2D shooting or 3D environment jumping around and like a 30 frames kind of slow method, like other M somewhat sped it up just to match this action that
yeah.
that was in the game. So yeah.
But to take it back to Robot Name Fight, I will say there's still areas I haven't even touched. I'm sure I've
Mm.
just started poking into a few new areas and gotten a little ways in some of them in a few runs. A couple really nice things is yes, it will randomly generate, but it will give you the seed code, which is like 15 or 18 digits long or characters long, whatever. And so if you jot it down and you get really far and you want to see if you can push further with that, you can actually select seeded run and tell it to bring you back that exact map arrangement again.
Okay.
You
I
have
didn't
a
know that.
little
That's
bit of
cool.
control if you want it. And if you forgot to fucking write it down, if you go into the seeded run, it will give you all the seeds for like the last 10 runs that you've done.
Oh, that's
And
nice.
like you can just go that map that I got really far in like 3 runs ago. I want to try and push on that, and you can pick that one and jump in and start over on that map.
And
Uh,
may I add, Larry, that this game was developed by a husband and wife. Just two people made this game.
why is his name the only one on it then?
I don't know. I when I was looking at the playthrough of it, the guy who was speaking about it was just like, this game was made by the husband married couple, a husband and wife.
I'm thinking I want to get a little bit more of it under my belt, but I'm thinking I actually want to try and reach out to him, see if maybe we can coax him into coming on.
That'd be interesting.
So, but yeah, no, it's fantastic. My God, at $2, it's a fucking steal. You'll feel guilty you didn't pay more for it, and at 12, $13, you're still getting a fucking hella good deal on the copious amounts of gameplay that you're gonna get. There really is a ton there.
Yeah, I wouldn't know nothing about this until you like told us in the chat. Like
Yeah.
a robot
No,
named Fight, huh?
you're in for a serious fucking treat, and let me tell you, if things come through on the capture card issue, there's going to be plenty of this happening on fucking on our Twitch channel. So, so yummy. But yeah, that's a robot named Fight. Like you said, I believe it's still on sale.
It
Yeah,
is.
it is.
Yeah, on Switch for $2. So
Even
if
on
it was-
Steam, $2.
Oh, is it?
Yep, $194.
Ooh, hell to the yeah. So, well, shit, I may have to wait for a capture card to sort that out. Then
Right, you can just get it.
that's worth another $2. Damn. But yeah, so solid recommendation all the way around for the $2. You definitely just cannot go wrong. So that gets the fucking seal of approval. But that's what I've been playing this week. Yeah, there it is.
Can I,
94. Yeah,
Mr.
jump in. What you got?
I did pick up Blazing Chrome, and I'll talk about that next week. I didn't really get a lot to play it. It is super much Contra, and it really is good. It's such a blast, and I can't wait to like really focus my time on it. Because most of me playing it has been on handheld, and I think this is a game that I need to put on my big TV and play and with the Pro controller.
Okay.
But yeah, Blazing Chrome, I think that's going to probably be a good nomination for Indie Game of the Year. So it's a really, really strong game.
Right on. Also on Steam, for $4.19, you can get a robot named Fight with the soundtrack.
Ooh.
Oh.
Yeah, so for like an extra $2 and change. So music's not bad. You mentioned earlier, and Tiny Barbarian has a way better soundtrack, but you know, the Tiny Barbarian soundtrack I looked up a while back, and it is definitely more fucking expensive by a lot.
Sure. Oh, sure.
Dude, that soundtrack was like $20.
Ooh.
Yeah.
So I shit you not, it was salty, bro. Holy balls.
Yeah, it's a little much for a game soundtrack.
Uh-huh.
Unless you're getting it on vinyl or something.
No, it was digital.
That's-
But it's
crazy.
a big soundtrack though. There's a lot in it.
And that's probably
So
That's why.
Yeah.
And then it's probably a composer they're paying out to and whoever, all that other stuff.
the licensing fee. And all
Yeah,
that stuff.
yeah.
more than likely. So, but in any case, so let's break here, and we'll be back in just a moment, and we'll get into the news desk.
Okay.
So on that note, break, and we're back with the third half of the show. This is where we're going to head on over to the news desk. So this week in news, right hot on the heels of the announcement of the Switch Lite, we've got confirmation that the Switch Standard is getting some revisions, and they're not being particularly fucking subtle about it either.
Nope.
They're like, it's not a Switch Pro, it's Switch Standard, but it's better than the one that you bought if you got on the train, early with everybody else, with a better battery life. So I'm a little irked, honestly, because I would totally love a better battery life on my Switch. But I can't see myself springing to make that
Leap.
adjustment. Yeah,
For a couple hours,
Yeah, just not happening.
Love the box art. Love the new box art.
Oh yeah, that's right. They did change the box. I saw that. But yeah, so that's an interesting. I've heard there's been some nasty feedback on the subject.
People are just salty in general.
This is one I could kind of see it on, because the other thing too is that they're not gonna really broadcast. So, like if you want to catch one of these, you gotta watch your serial numbers when you're buying your Switch in the store.
Oh, okay.
So,
Well, PS4 did, or PlayStation did that with the PS4 Pro.
Mhm.
I happened to buy the new one that is way quieter. They have like
Yeah.
a different disk drive in it and everything, but they didn't tell anybody those were out. It was
Right.
just a different model number on it.
Uh-huh.
So when I got mine home, I didn't even realize. I told one of my friends, I said, "Why is this not loud like everyone says?" He goes, "Oh, you must have got one of the new ones."
Uh-huh.
And I did. So
Which is weird. My PlayStation, just my regular PlayStation 4, it's not even loud.
mine never was either. My regular one was never loud either. So
Hmm.
But yeah, so that's piece number one, and then related is we are finally getting the first new Joy-Con colors in for fucking ever. We've got a blue and neon yellow, and shit. What was the other one? It's like a
It's a GameCube purple and orange, cause so almost like a Halloween kind of theme, kind of color palette. If you
and I bet you
yeah.
anything that's
I-
going to go with the Luigi's Mansion 3.
Yeah, that orange is a weird fucking shade.
They call them neon
No.
yellow, orange Joy-Cons. Neon purple and orange.
Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, so new Joy-Con colors finally coming around.
I think
Um,
the blue. I think the blue and yellow are different than the blue and yellows that they have out now, right?
Yeah.
Well, the yellow is the same neon yellow as the ARMS one.
Okay. See, I thought it was a darker yellow. In a
No,
sense.
it's
weird to get
neon
the
yellow, but the blue is just plain blue. It's not the neon blue.
It's the neon blue. It's just
Yeah.
Just
okay.
like
Actually, I
blue.
really dig that blue.
Yeah.
I really like. I'm really fucking annoyed that they do this weird half and half shit.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
you want just both the same?
Yeah, like those dark blues. I like that. That's fucking sharp. I'd get behind that. Like I would dump the neon blues for those darker blues and a pair of the neon yellows in a heartbeat. But I want matching sets. My OCD can't fucking handle this half and half nonsense.
I think they'll probably release no Nintendo. So I think just like look on their website to make sure that they do it. Because I know some people switch the colors. They put the blue with that orange, and now it looks like Frosty Flakes in a sense, the Frosty Flake box. And then the purple went with the yellow. I don't know what that's supposed to represent. Like I that color palette I just didn't like. Like if I could get the purple ones, I'd be like, okay, straight GameCube. I'm all for that.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Yeah, that's. But no, that's most of the Nintendo news, really. I mean, there's a couple of big Switch games on the horizon. You know, we know that Dylan here is super pumped for both Marvel Ultimate Alliance and Fire Emblem Three Houses are both right around the corner.
Cannot wait.
So, and Eddie, you said you had something for News Desk. What you got?
Yes. So Zuzo Koshiro is confirmed to work on the Streets of Rage 4 soundtrack. And if anyone want to know who he is, he was the man behind the original game soundtrack, along with ActRaiser, Ease, and Revenge of the Shinobi. So he's coming back, and everybody loved the Streets of Rage 2 soundtrack.
Oh fuck yeah!
Yeah,
Like-
why wouldn't you?
But he has some more collaborators joining him. Motohiro Kawashima, who also worked on the second and third games. Yoko Shimomura, Hideki Naganuma, and Kiji Yamagashi. I know, and this is the reason why I said those names. Yoko Shimomura's work on Street Fighter 2 solidified her as one of the greats, and as mentioned in the influenced Koshiro during development of the original games. But she had a hand in music for games as diverse as Kingdom Hearts and Super Mario RPG. Hideki Naganuma is probably best known for his work on the Dreamcast classic Jet Set Radio. And Kiji Yamagishi was behind classic Tecmo soundtracks, including Ninja Gaiden. So those are like heavy hitters when it comes to sound. Like if you want to talk about music and video games, these they contribute a lot, and there's still some of the ones that people still hum along. You can hear it and be like, bam, I know what game that is. So for them to come together to work with the Temu to make Streets of Rage 4, I cannot wait. And I think there's a thing in Japan called Brave New Music. I think they're going to be working with them, and you may be able to get a physical version of the soundtrack in the future. They haven't announced anything. They just talked about these composers and stuff. But if it happens, I am buying it. And they do import, so you can buy it like digitally. But I think they also will send you a physical copy of it. So just if anyone is who love those games, think of those people work and has been over for the years. Just check out Brave New Music on Twitter and or on their website, and you guys may be intrigued. They got other soundtracks too. That's just like, yeah, I need this. I need this to be in my house, in my car, CD or whatever. But yeah, that's this big news. When I seen that, for the Streets of Rage 4, I don't care how the game turns out. I just really want to hear that soundtrack. I want some good house music, but I'm just like, I want that good, like, just music that I could beat folks up to. It just be like, yes. But yeah.
So what you're telling me is whatever the hell comes out, that's what you're going to be listening to when you go join the raid on Area 51.
Yep, he's gonna put the earbuds in and rock it out.
I'm not ready. Area
earbuds in and Naruto run out.
I want to do that. If I was gonna do any music, it's just gonna be just shapes and beats. Like if I'm gonna take any kind of like music to do something like that, it's just shapes and beats. Which I can't believe I put that over Streets of Rage 2 now, because just shapes and beats is just good with its sound. It's so good.
I really feel like that game deserved to have its soundtrack on vinyl, but the record, should be like triangle shaped or square shaped.
I need that physical Switch. Like,
amen.
Like I've been telling people on PlayStation, on Sony's platforms, I'm like, okay, Just Shapes and Beats is out on this platform. Buy it. If y'all are talking about Tetris Effect and all the music stuff, you need to get this game, and no one don't really want to play it on PlayStation. I'm like, you guys are literally missing out. Because if limited run games or Nicholas, whoever get the rights to do a physical copy, I'm pre-ordering that day. I don't care if I put my bank account into the negative. I got to have that game. Even though I own it digitally, I want that game physical.
Oh yeah, I will double dip on that shit in a heartbeat. You better believe.
Oh, and if they be like, yeah, we got a physical and digital soundtrack, then I'm gonna up some money. Yeah, I might have to do one of your numbers, Larry, and pay like $70-$80 for it.
Yeah, I would totally pony up, a solid $80 for a banging collector's edition. Like, rock me a lovely steelbook. Like I want, steelbook. I want the soundtrack, and I want like enamel pins of the characters. That's all I need in there.
Yes. I have the pre-order. I pre-ordered the UK version of Pokemon Sword and Shield, the dual pack. Because it comes with
steelbook.
A steelbook, yeah. It's a gold steelbook, and it comes with the starter Pokemon figurines.
Okay.
So I was just like, and a map of the region. I was like, yeah.
How much was that?
$120.
That's not bad.
$120 American dollars?
It was 99 euros.
Oh, yeah, that's not bad.
So no, it's basically just buying the two games separately, except you get a steelbook.
What did you end up pre-ordering that on, Dylan? On Amazon or?
Nintendo UK.
Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah, you can do it there.
Yeah.
Oh, they're gonna ship it to you?
Because sometimes they don't ship international.
And then it say no, so I'm hoping. I mean, worst comes to worst, they'll refund me, and I'll just order the American version. But the American version isn't confirmed that it's steelbook, and it doesn't come with the figurines.
Dylan, let me know if you can't get it. I got it in.
Okay. All right.
I would say Play Asia would probably be a safe bet too.
Yep. But I got a guy that actually lives in the UK, so
okay.
One of my best friends. I'm getting him a copy of Gears 5, the collector's edition. So he owes me. So
all right.
Nice.
There you go.
See,
what we should do then is we should touch base with your UK guy, and we'll all chip in and surprise Kathy with the the UK Zelda.
Freaking
edition.
sold out.
yeah.
Freaking sold out.
Did it?
I tried to get a copy for myself, and I was
Damn.
going to do that. I was going to buy one for Kathy too, and then just say, "Hey, I got it. If you guys want to chip in," but
Right.
it's sold out.
Once again, it's because of Nintendo. And I was telling this to the GameStop employee today. That because Nintendo don't sell that, they sell good in other countries and stuff, but selling these collectibles in Japan and UK to get more sales and stuff, I think Americans would pay that money to get them to come to America.
And they know that, but they don't care.
Like
we can't get a stylus for Mario Maker 2 because why?
Right.
I mean, it's no big deal, really. It's just a stylus, but it's kind of like, why?
Yeah.
Put it everywhere.
And I think that's why I say importing, because of the Switch. I think importing has kind of came back, and it's bigger than ever because people are willing to pay that money, which will help people in other countries and stuff.
Well, and
Like,
especially
Shit,
with the
even more
Switch
so now. Yeah.
being
with it not
region
being
free. Why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you? You don't have to import another console.
Right. Like Switch has become the one that's region lock free that's probably been used the most than any other console.
PS4. I'm telling you, for PS4, there are games that come exclusively to the UK that are physical, that don't come to the US.
Yeah.
And so you want to get them digital here, but if you want a physical version, which, we've had that argument many a times, but just,
Speaking of physical,
yeah.
Josh, I don't know if you saw, because I know you do some VR. Are you doing PSVR?
Yeah.
Limited Run's been doing a bunch of PSVR games.
I saw they were doing some.
Dude, I want a PSVR. I played Beat Saber for the first time.
Uh-huh.
And
Isn't it amazing?
I'm sold. Like
Yeah.
I gotta have one now. I'm like, I
VR
need this
is the
in my
thing.
life.
Like when you try it, you have to have it after that.
Yeah, I got it. Well, I had to have Beat Saber. I tried some other games. I was like, this is garbage. Just give me Beat
Which
Saber.
other games did you try?
I played this one, like, I don't know. It's like a like there was spiders on the wall, and I had to like drop these like army men.
yeah.
It was trash. I
Like
played.
good games like Moss or Farpoint, first-person shooter. I mean, there's some really good games I played. I played trash ones too, though. So
I want to play Super Hot in VR.
that is really good, Larry.
Yeah, I want to play that in VR too. Yeah.
If I was driving up, I'd bring it, but I'm not.
I
driving
don't
up.
know how that game works in VR.
Oh, it's so great! It is the best thing. You dip and dodge it runs exactly like how you would think it to run in VR.
Okay. Because I was like, I didn't want to leave Larry's house after playing Super Hot at his house. I was just like, I know we got to go eat, but let me figure this out. Like,
It's
like,
so good.
Dude, Larry zoned me. Like he made me play this game, and I was literally in the zone. I think, let's see, the Army game that we played on PS2, that one, I got sucked in. Super Hot. What is the one for Switch? The detective one. I keep forgetting the name.
Sexy Brutal.
Sexy Brutal. Got hooked on that and was trying to figure that out. And it was just like, I want to give you mad at Larry, but I'm too focused in the game to be mad at him. And be like, okay, to get this game. Like,
You know what game I
Super
fell in
Hot
love
is-
with
yeah,
was
Super Hot
on
is
the Switch.
pretty good. Oh, go ahead, Dana.
That Chef Brigade game.
Battle Chef Brigade.
Dude, that game is amazing. Like,
Oh yeah,
I've heard.
it's one of my favorite games I've played on the Switch. Like, it's just so, I don't know. Like, I love the puzzle solving, and I have this weird, deep, like, guilty pleasure of cooking games that I can't stop playing
Wow.
them. I
Dylan,
Now we
love,
know that about you. Thanks.
yeah.
Dylan, I hope to play Overcooked 2 with you, or Overcooked one day.
I
Like,
think I have Overcooked on Epic Game Store because
yeah,
it was
yes.
free.
Got it on Switch, don't they?
I just started playing
Yeah.
it.
but I have it on, because I have it on Xbox. It was the first one was was free for Games with Gold, and I played it and I'm just like, I need another player for this.
Yeah.
I can't switch it off. Because when I was playing Overcooked 2 at Nintendo's press tour, like their summer tour, working with other people, it hooks you in. The communication, the laughter, everything is so fun about that game. Just like, yeah, this is a good party game. But knowing you love cooking games, I was like, yes.
Yeah, we should play it sometime. Like I said, I have the first one on PC, but I mean, I could probably pick up the second one at some point on the Switch.
Yeah, I'll have to pick it up on the Switch too, because I don't have it on Switch yet. So, yes, dang, Chef Battle Brigade. I have that on my Switch too. Yeah, that one is really good.
So good.
Oh, it is animated so nice.
Not only that, it's like it's a fighting game, a cooking game, a puzzle game. It's got everything. It's perfect. It's perfection for like $4. It was great.
And Josh, you want to take us home with GameStop's rumblings? Yeah.
Yeah. So GameStop's apparently they're going to be either converting some stores or changing some stores around to be selling retro games now too. Because everybody knows they have that warehouse. Where is that, in Texas, where they've got that's where people should be storming. That's where we should do.
Right.
Let's storm that warehouse. We could probably actually get in there. But but they've got retro games from.
We've got odds that about 31 less people will die.
Yeah, exactly. I'm thinking that they probably, because I remember at a time when GameStop even took trade-in of Jaguar and from old school stuff, because when it was Funko-Land and all that stuff still, they took all that stuff in. Yeah. So, I mean, I know that they're really focusing on, I'm sure they're going to focus on Nintendo 64 stuff and things like that, and GameCube and things like that, because that's what's popular. People want it. And they can sell it and make money. I mean, why wouldn't you do it?
I'm kind of wondering if GameStop is a brand, as a company, as a chain, whatever, is just too tainted.
Yeah, I don't know. I honestly don't know if they have the capital to switch stuff around, because they have a lot of stores. And obviously they're not going to be able to switch every store. So
they said they're piloting this a handful of places, but the other thing too is, can GameStop avoid being GameStop long enough to make this successful, or will they GameStop it up?
They'll GameStop it up.
I think it's a too big of a company, and like you said, maybe it's too tainted, too far already. It's almost like Kmart realizing too late that they needed to get online and start selling stuff.
And it was for GameStop, and it's so I did really well. My numbers were great, but I remember one of my managers, this guy came in and he didn't know what he wanted to buy. So I was chatting with him for we were dead, right? So I was chatting with him for a half hour, and he ended up buying getting a PS4 and a couple of games, RPGs, and that I had pointed out for him. He ended up getting Dragon Age and some other stuff, and I shit you not, he spent $800, and my manager was like, "You spent too long talking to him."
Oh yeah. When I worked at Best Buy. I worked there my worst 3 months of my life. I worked at Best Buy. And they would call that marrying the customer. They did not want you to talk to the customer like that. Even though they would buy shit tons of stuff, and you would get them to get protection plans and whatever they wanted you to sell. They didn't want you to do that. They just wanted you to sell to them, and that was it.
Yeah, it's dude, the whole point is that it generates return customers, which generates return revenue, which generates good customer service.
And then it generates a customer that's
be a
happy.
Fucking human being,
Yeah, a customer that's happy is a customer that comes back.
It's also one that generally spends more.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly.
Dude,
make them smile, they'll open them wallets.
Yeah, I was like, dude, you're being an asshole.
They don't care.
It didn't go well. Yeah.
So maybe they are too little too late realizing it, but we'll see.
Mm-hmm. So, all right. Well, let's. Unless Dylan, did you have anything you want to drop in?
No, I mean I'm just hyped about Marvel Ultimate Alliance, which comes out in 2 days, and then Fire Emblem
Yeah, by
comes
the
out.
time this shit goes up.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, so I'll pretty much be playing it when this goes up, and then next week, Fire Emblem. Like I'm just gonna be like, I don't know. I'm gonna need to request some time off work because like I don't know where I'm gonna find the time to play it, but I need to play both of those games. I'm hype about Marvel because I loved that game when I was younger, and I hope that it's still as good as I remember it being.
Yeah, it's
Hold
it's
on.
really good. Really
Yeah.
good.
I get to play Nightcrawler again, dude. Nightcrawler.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Little Kurt Wagner.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Ooh, excuse me.
So, all right. Well, we're gonna wrap there. Thank you to both Eddie and Josh and Dylan all for coming and hanging out with me tonight. Thank you to everybody that tuned in to listen to us ramble on. As per usual, like I said at the beginning, I'll say it again. If you made it this long, why on God's green earth have you not subscribed to us on either Podbean or Apple or Google Play or Twitch or YouTube or all the above? Also, brought to our attention earlier this evening, maybe some changes to the upcoming Twitch schedule. As much as there is one, we try and keep it up. Life happens, but we try and generally keep things in line there. So more on that maybe in a week or so as details lock down as things are changing a little bit. But other than that, thank you everybody. Everyone say goodnight, Gracie.
Good night.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.
And we'll see you next time on World War One podcast. Bye.
Peace.